All right, guys. So for this problem, we're actually going to be solving for a unique variable. So, this, I mean, we kind of we've done this type of problem when we were talking about solving linear equations, right? Such as this problem right here, where it usually tells us to solve for x, right? To find the value of the missing value. So in this case, the missing value is x, right? So we find that by, in this case, right, by removing the constants to the left hand side. So we will subtract 10 to both sides, and we get here 30 minus 10 is 20. So since there's actually values, we could figure that out. In this case, those cancel out, so these was 2x. Again, we're trying to find the value of x in this case. So 2 is multiplying to this, so we have to get rid of the 2 by doing the inverse, right, which would be dividing by 2 in this case. And then that gives us that the value of x is equal to 10, right? So this is how we would be able to find the actual value in this, the missing value, because we know the value for all of these terms. However, for this problem here, right, is actually a word problem, but let's take a read and start kind of seeing what they're asking us, and then we'll kind of break it down from there. So it says a phone company charges a base fee of $15 per month. It says plus an additional charge per minute, right? So it says the monthly phone cost, C, so C is the monthly phone cost, can be represented by this equation here, right? Okay, so it says where A is the additional charge per minute, right? So A is the additional charge per minute, that's what it represents. M is the number of minutes used, right? So they're defining the variable of M, what it represents. And it says which equation can be used to find the additional charge. Well, what was additional charge? Oh, yeah, it was right here, right? It was A. So they're asking us, find an equation that could be used to find the additional charge per minute if we know the values of M and C. Well, okay, let's dive into that. Well, how can we do that? So they give us this equation, right? So we have C is equal to 15 plus A times M in this case, right? Well, and remember, in this left-hand side, we said we're solving for x, right? The missing value. In this case, they're saying find the equation that for the additional charge. So they're telling us to solve for A, and we could kind of confirm that, right, by the answer choices. If we could see this, all of them are saying A equals A equals A equals. So they're already telling us that it has to be equal to that, right? So we have to solve for this letter of A then. So in this case, same thing like we did here, right? We have to get rid of everything on the left hand, the constants in this case. So we subtract 15 to both sides. And we don't know what C is, so we just leave it like that. So C minus 15 is equal to A times M. And again, we're solving for A. In this case, right, we were solving for X. It was multiplying by that 2. So we divided by 2, right, because it was multiplying. We take the inverse. In this case, we want A by itself, so we divide by M in this case, right, to get rid of that. And we could say that the value of A is equal to, because that's by itself, right, is C minus 15 divided by M, right? So that should be our final answer. So the first one, nope, that doesn't say that. A is equal to C minus 15. Yep, there we go. So this should be this one. This one, the 15 is not being divided by M, so that's wrong. And then, yeah, this one is off, so it would be option 2. Hope that helps. Actually, you know what? The other thing is, in this case, they told us for which equation can be used to find the additional charge per minute if we know M and C, right? But they could also say, well, find the number of minutes used, right? So they could have asked, find the number of minutes used, right? So what the equation in this case again is C is equal to 15 plus A times M. Well, in this case, the minutes used was represented by M. So in this case, we could have solved for M, right? So in this case, we would do the same process. So minus 15 to both sides. Get C minus 15 is equal to A times M. And since we were solving for M, instead of dividing by M, we would divide by A, right? To cancel these. And we would say that M, the number of minutes, is C minus 15 divided by A, right? So if they told us maybe to find minutes instead of the additional charge, then that would be the only difference, right? We would just be solving for M in that case. Hope that helps. Definitely expect something like this on a quiz or a test. Great question here.